So just some context, these group of guys thought it would be a great idea to stalk and confront the former world's strongest man, Eddie Hall, who, if you don't know, is an absolute unit.
Damn!
There was about 3 cars full of people involved, and it just took Eddie Hall to scare these people off. It really didn't go their way.
After he had a meal, he just scared my daughter, Eddie Hall. See that? Scared Marnie then. I am.
Three cars and one of him.
No.
Get out! Get out there! I'll fucking rip you down! I'll twist your fucking head off! All of you get out! I'll fucking rip your head off!
They're driving away. Oh shit.
What the f***? What the? Yo, he's mad. What the f***? Man, he just tried to grab me out the car. Yo, what the f***? He's just tried to grab me out the car. He's just tried to grab me out the car. He come, I was just sat there on my phone, scared Marnie.
So this video was posted by these individuals, and as you can tell, I think they shit themselves. We'll get to Eddie's side of the story in just a moment, but the fact this situation, you know, 3 cars pull up outside your home, you're telling them to leave and they're not leaving, is wild. And he titled the video, "Don't Visit My House, Stalkers Confronted." I mean, there's 3 of you in cars, and there's like a 150 kilo guy, a former world's strongest man, running at you like this. This guy didn't hesitate to drive off, but let's hear what Eddie had to say about this.
Hey guys, hope everybody is well. Now, I am here today because I am having to defend myself through the shit-slinging match that's happening online at the minute. A video has been posted, as you've just seen, online that was basically the last 30 seconds of a total of 18-minute interaction.
Oh, damn.
So as you can imagine, somebody came to my home, three cars with black...
And there's a reason why, you know, they showed the last 30 seconds, because they're trying to make it look like he was the aggressor, when we haven't really got the context.
Out windows, came to my home, outside my house, beeping horns, revving engines, very loud exhausts, and basically sat there for a total of 10 minutes before...
3 cars parked outside his house, blacked out windows, playing music, revving engines. Yeah, he had every right to tell them to move on.
Alex went out to tell them to go away, very politely, I might add. They then moved from one side of my driveway to the other side of my driveway and stayed there for a further 7 minutes. Okay, this is after they've been asked to leave. And that's when I came out and, look, they've been asked to leave politely, asked them again with a bit more frown to it, and they still stayed there for another 7 minutes. So I was in the garden, enjoying a nice fire with my son, smoking a cigar, pretty chill. You know, I've just come back from a fight in Poland. I'm away 80% of the time. I'm literally, I don't live here. You know, I'm rarely here. I literally come here to see my kids. And I was in the garden, having a stogie with my son, just talking really nice things, you know? And then Alex sort of comes to me, tells me what happened. I look on the CCTV and they're still there. So I go down. I've got no intention just to get these people to leave my property. I don't want to hurt them. I don't want to aggravate them. I don't want to upset them.
It is weird why they were there. And obviously, I think they were just trying to antagonize him and get content out of him. You don't just pull up to, well, I guess you could say he's a celebrity's house, doing what they were doing and not expect some sort of confrontation by that person. They were just content farming for sure.
I just want them to leave. I want to add that there are kids involved, and up until that last 30 seconds, I did not know kids were involved in the scenario. My wife...
Yeah, what he's referring to, when he was chasing the guy filming, you can hear the kid crying in the back. The fact these lot were doing that with kids in the car is just outrageous.
I didn't know there were kids in the car. All the windows are blacked out. No kid said anything. How would we know there were young children in the car? We just didn't know. So I want to go over the video itself, right? It just shows me blowing up a blue BMW driver who is literally parked literally 5 meters from the entrance to my property. And I'm just telling him to leave. You know, I'm just like, I don't want to hear anything they've got to say. You've been asked to leave politely. You've been asked to leave with a grunt. Now just fuck off. Just get the fuck away from me. Get away from my property. Get away from my family. Just fuck off. I don't want to hear what you've got to say. It's 9 p.m. on a bank holiday Monday, but a lovely weekend, and then these people come to side and ruin it for everybody. Okay? So
any normal person, or people for that matter, you know, if they were getting told to leave or just move on politely, they would. They would. But these guys were just looking for trouble, honestly.
So I'm telling this guy to fuck off, and this last bit of interaction looks bad at first face value. It looks really bad, okay? But when you get the context to it, you'll understand why. So I'm telling this guy to fuck off, just get away from my house, get away from my family. You're scaring my kids. They're in bed. You know, they're looking out the windows. Why is the cars there, sat there with blacked out windows, revving their engines? Just go away. I've got no interest in what you've got to say. He then says something like, look, I just want to get a picture of my kids. I'm like, I don't care, mate. I don't care. Just fuck off. Just fuck off. And he says, you're upsetting my kids. And you can hear in the video, I was like, what about my kids? You know, you want me to respect your children's emotions, respect my children's emotions.
If these people are showing up to get a photo with him, that is the wrong way to do it. That is the wrong way to do it. Just no regard for him or his family. Yeah. But some people do this. Some people just treat, you know, people with a following or successful people as just objects. They can just turn up and demand them of things. And Eddie's touched on this before, so I don't think this is the first time.
Just fuck off. And then he starts creeping away. And as he's creeping away, he looks at me and he says, I'm going to knock you the fuck out. And of course, after an 18-minute interaction, I'll prove it with the CCTV in a second, you see red. You know, I'm protecting my kids. I'm protecting my family. You don't say that to someone when they just want you to leave their property, man. So I blow up.
And then drive away. And then drive away.
You know, get out the car, I'm going to twist your head off, all that kind of thing. And then on that last bit of the video, I could see the guys filming me through his window. So I ran towards the car just to grab his phone, just to throw it in a bush or something, you know, just to be like, fuck off, man. And I didn't get a hold of him. I didn't get, you know, I think I clipped the side of the door with my hand. Just didn't manage to get a hold of the guy at all, unfortunately. And then he continues to film as he's further down the road. Film me, you know, my Crocs came off. I didn't have them in sport mode.
Oh, mate, you didn't have them in sport mode, mate. Rookie error. Rookie error.
You know, the back of the Croc, you can put the thing down and go in sport mode. I didn't have that set, so my Crocs fell off my feet. Luckily, I didn't fall on my face or anything. But yeah, and he continues to film. You know, I mean, I will add, he's filming whilst driving, and I know for a fact he didn't have a seatbelt on. And, you know, he claims that, I'll go on the next comment here. He claimed that, this is from Callum. I'm not going to say second name. I'm going to blur his second name out because I don't want this guy to get harassed. I don't want this guy to get people, vigilantes, to go into his property, beeping the horn, offering him out for a fight. He's got kids. I don't want anything to happen to this gentleman other than this response video, just to clear my name, just to squash his accusations. So this is what he wrote when he posted that video that we've just seen on his Facebook. This accumulated within an hour, 2 hours, 1.5 million views. It was going viral. And you can imagine me sat there at 10 o'clock at night watching this video get posted. Everyone's blasting me. Everyone's calling me every name under the sun, saying...
That's the thing with social media, though. Like, people will cut out the whole context, post the last 30 seconds. You know, when I used to work in security, this used to happen all the time. People would record me and a few of the guys I worked with. They would take one segment and upload it. And then, like, people are saying, oh, you're this, this, and this. This happens all the time. All the time. So, yeah, I don't blame him for wanting to make a video and clear his name.
and disgusting. How dare you react like that in front of children? But let me give it all context in a little bit. So, Callum writes, Big Eddie, I'm going to read it in my English because his English just is terrible. Big Eddie Hall coming, smashing our cars and punching me in the jaw and scaring our kids for no reason at all, damaging the cars. We were nowhere near his house, or the house. And then I think a bit of his backstory, trying to defend himself. We went to a local pub to Eddie Hall for my cousin's 10th birthday in hopes to catch him there. Then we took him to show him where he lives. What a day to ruin a 10-year-old's birthday. And then he's put, not to mention the stress caused to my missus, who is 37 weeks pregnant. Okay.
Yeah, but why were they out there playing music at 9 o'clock at night? You know, 3 of them parked outside his house. That's just not normal behaviour, and it's not respectable behaviour, is it?
Let me prove what actually happened, and then we'll come back to this. Okay, but he's saying I punched him in the jaw and smashing the cars up. Did you see any of that in the video? And you can clearly see as he's driving off. If I'd have hit that guy in the jaw, I think he would have said ow. You know, I think he would have been like, oh, you bugger, or, you know, some kind of reaction. But I didn't touch the guy. I did not touch the guy whatsoever. So we can clearly say, you know, he's smashing the cars up and I've jawed him. He's a liar. First off, he is a liar. He's trying to suit the narrative to suit his objective, which is to make me look like a twat. And he was doing a good job at first. Let's just move on to some of the comments. I didn't manage to get many comment screenshots because the video's been taken down, I think.
Well, up to this point, guys, what do you think? What do you think? I just think, you know, if these guys were fans of him, and you know, going to a guy's house, if he's got kids and a family there, you know, watching, you're like a guard dog of your property and your family. So he was probably on high alert with these, any normal person looking out their window, and there's 3 cars out there with blacked out windows, just sat outside your house playing music. I think most people would go out and say, "You all right, guys? Can you just move along?" You know, and if they didn't, you would get pretty annoyed. I know I would. And then videoing him and then doing all this, I don't know, man. I think they went there for this exact reason. And they got off lightly. If anything, it's a good thing they didn't get out of the car. Because, yeah, it wouldn't have ended well for him.
He removed it for all the backlash he was getting. But there's a lady here. I'm going to put it in proper English because it seems that people and his associates cannot spell. I'd call the police. Who does he think he is? That's disgusting with children in the car, for fuck's sake. What a prick he is. So it gives you some idea. That's just like 2 or 3 comments that I managed to sort of screenshot last night. But the comments were going off. Every single comment was, what a bell end, roid rage, fucking disgusting behaviour. I hope he gets jail time for this. He just horrible things. People saying horrible things about me, just jumping to conclusions, not having the narrative to the story at all. So he's basically said, and let's just find this.
And that's the thing, an 18-minute confrontation, and he only uploaded 20 seconds. That just says it all, doesn't it?
Comments, right? So okay, so let's go. So he's replying to someone here. So he's replying to someone, Jake Skies. Jake Skies has nothing to do with this. We had a meal at a local pub in hopes to bump into him, as it's the little lad's 10th birthday. We then went to his street, maybe 2 doors up. 2 doors up. We'll get to that in a second. And this happened. Would understand if we were causing trouble, but sat there minding our own business. Okay, I think it's time we jump to the CCTV. Okay, so this...
Here we go.
This is at exactly 8:30 p.m.
Okay.
I'll show the timestamps in a second. 8:30 p.m. outside my house. So you see the car, a blue BMW X5, drive past my house. Okay? There's the timestamp, 20:30. Then followed by a black BMW. And then if you look on the left here now, a silver Ford Focus, I believe, pulls up outside my house. Now,
okay,
that's innocent at first, isn't it? But wait, okay? So the silver Ford Focus parks directly opposite the entrance to my property. The 2 cars that went past turn around and come back. This gentleman decides to get out of his car, check something in his back seat. I can't see any kids there. I'm sorry. But either way, he's got smoke windows, so how would I know? Blue BMW X5 parks outside the entrance to my property. So if you wanted to get in or out of my property, you couldn't. It's blocked.
Right, right.
Okay.
And bearing in mind there was 3 cars, you know, 3 cars doing this.
Followed very shortly by the black BMW pulls up behind the blue BMW. So as you can imagine, Alex noticed this.
And I think most people, Eddie Hall's from the UK like me, when you see, you know, a blacked out BMW, or a couple blacked out BMWs for that matter, parked outside your house, that's enough to concern anyone.
Straight away, she's putting the kids to bed. She's in the bedroom. She sees, hears the engines. Looks out the window. There's beeping going on. And she sees these 3 cars. Okay, watch this gentleman now. He walks around. He veers into the property.
Yeah, this looks like a flipping robbery's going on. Why didn't they just park away and walk to the property and just look at it from the other side of the road, like respectfully, not doing it like this?
I mean, that's quite intimidating, isn't it? 3 blacked out cars turn up, someone comes and leaks into your property like that. What the f would you think? He then goes and talks to the owner of the blue BMW. So this happens at 8:30 p.m. Okay? Engines running, beeping, cars coming past, squeezing in between the cars. He's left his car door open, the silver cars. People are coming past, they're beeping the horns. They're waking my kids up. Right, so we're going to forward to...
And they're not even parked up though. They've just stopped in the road.
Okay, so we're going to forward to 20:39 p.m. Okay? Look at the car, the silver cars turn round. So this is 9 minutes later. The gates are opening. Alex goes outside to have a word. So Alex goes out with the dog, rightly so. You know, 3 cars, blacked out windows, people veering in the gate. You don't know what the fuck they want. So Alex goes out with the attack dog, who, by the way, is very highly trained and one...
I have actually seen his video on this dog. Like, it's a fully trained guard dog. I really need to get one of those.
Point and a word. Good night. So she has a word with these people, and from what she tells me, that unfortunately there is no audio on this section. It's too far away and they're too quiet. The only audio we capture is from the front door, for recording conversations with people on our doorstep. Okay, so she goes out and she explains to them that, look, you know, we understand your fans. We get people parking outside our house all the time. We had 2 other incidents earlier this day. Luckily, we just say, look, it's a private home, leave us alone. They go. No qualms. They just understand. You know, you say it and they're like, sorry.
Yeah.
Right. These guys didn't want to leave. Okay, so Alex goes out, she explains to them, you know, come on. Like, this is like, my kids are trying to get to sleep. You've been out here 9 minutes. You've been revving your engines. There's been cars beeping.
Yeah, they're not even parked up. They've just stopped in the road on both sides.
Please leave. Can you just move on, please? Okay, and apparently the woman was quite argumentative, just saying to Alex, like, this is a public road, we'll sit where we want, blah, blah, blah. So Alex then comes...
They don't really sound like fans to me.
...back in with Wolf, as you can see here. Okay, so 2040, so they've been sat outside the house exactly 10 minutes. Alex has had a word. She starts walking back in. Let's play from there. We thought, you know, you go down and have a nice word, very polite. We thought,
they'll move.
Alex thought they'd move on.
Yeah.
You know, done. They'll understand. It's a private home. Don't harass us here. We're going to swap angles in a second. Okay, so...
Any normal person with respect, morals and values would have said, look, we've seen the place. We got to see the gates open, saw the house, and just keep it moving.
On face value, it looks like they moved away from this angle, but wait, there's more angles, just wait. Okay, so Alex up the steps, and this is where we've got audio. Okay, this is the only audio we've got recording outside. You can't hear people talking down the driveway, but you can hear shouting. Listen to this and watch the subtitles.
We have got cameras, so we will be taking your exit. Keep moving. It's a public party. Yes, I know, but you're sitting outside our gates like a weirdo, look. Move on.
So Alex
will stay.
Clearly says, we will be taking your edges, keep moving. Now look at the response here in the yellow writing. It's a public path, we can do what we want. Yes, I know, but you're sitting outside our gates like a weirdo.
Yeah, that is weird.
Love. Move on. Rightly so. It's weird. Who the f does that?
Yeah, you don't do that. You don't park. You don't even park at the end of someone's drive. You just don't do things like this. And especially, I know it's not super late, but it's late enough for kids to be in bed and not dealing with this. Yeah. Weird.
Who the f does that? How intimidating is that? It's this that triggers me. So Alex has obviously had a quiet word down there. They moved to the other side of the gate. She's come up. She's got more like, come on. She just wants to go in and relax, put the kids to bed, sit down, have a cup of tea and chill out.
Yeah.
Okay, bank holiday Monday, 9 o'clock at night. What's her response? No, we'll stay. Okay?
Yeah, that's wild.
Timestamp, bottom right there, is 20 to 9. Now you can see the cars. It looks like they move away, but we're going to swap angles now. You'll see in a second. So this is moving away from the property. 2 doors down. Just for reference, there are quite big houses on the street, and if they were 2 doors down, they would be literally 100 meters down the road. That's what he said in his comment. They were 2 doors down.
And look how they're parked. They're blocking like the entire road.
Sitting outside the gate, other side of the gate. Okay, so you can see the blue BMW X5 is just parked just the other side of the gate. The Ford Focus, silver Ford Focus, is parked in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
And the black BMW is just in front of the blue BMW. Okay? So this was at 20 to 8. So let's see how long they wait outside the house even more. Okay, you can see here, 20:47. So they've been sat on the other side of the gate for a further 7 minutes. Now at this point, I am sat in the garden with my son, just enjoying a fire pit, and I was getting ready to go pretty soon, you know, and I've got to go work. And she comes and explains to me exactly what happened. She came and asked them to leave nicely. She told them to leave a bit more abruptly. And
yeah, and they've been told to leave twice. And people who aren't there to cause trouble would just go. So they're not there trying to be friendly or be fans for that matter. They can cover it up like that. But yeah, I'm not buying that.
And then they sat outside the house for a further 7 minutes. I checked CCTV very quickly. I see what's happened. So I go down, no nonsense. I'm not there to have conversations. The black BMW in front of the blue BMW, I just go straight up to that car and I say, look, buddy, I don't care what you're here for. You've been asked to leave. F off. I don't want to hear it. Just f off. He tries to argue with me about something. I can't remember what he said. But the door opened and it was like, I was just like, mate, like second warning now. If there's a third warning, it's going to get nasty. Just f off. I closed his door.
And especially when these people have been, you know, aggressive and argumentative to his wife. Yeah, what are you doing? Saying no, we'll stay. I mean, what did they expect? Of course he would come out and say something. If they said, nah, no worries, no worries, no worries, we'll move along. And they might have stayed here. He might have been all right with it. But he was pissed off the fact that they were rude to his missus and all that as well, which is completely understandable.
I then walked towards the silver car. And as I'm walking towards the car, I'm like, mate, just f off. Now, as I do that, he actually is like, okay. And he moves and he parks adjacent to the black BMW. So he moves in front of the blue BMW to the, like, parallel with the black BMW. I then, as you can see in the video, walk up to the blue BMW X5, and that's when the altercation starts. So I want to talk about that conversation a little bit, because you've got to bear in mind, they've been outside the house at this point. Let me just forward on here. 20:47:43. So nearly 18 minutes. At this point, they've been outside my house 18 minutes, and you can see that blue BMW is still sat there, and that's when I'm having this argument with this blue BMW guy.
Right.
Okay? So, and again, I don't care what they've got to say. It's 9 p.m. at night. I just want to switch off and relax and go home.
So I'm glad we heard what Eddie had to say, and I'll link the full video in Eddie's channel, obviously, in the description down below if you want to watch the entire video. But we got most of the context up to the point of this video, which we saw at the start. He did leave a comment on the video as well. It said, I want to reiterate, like I did in the YouTube video, please no one contact, abuse or harass the people involved in the incident. They have young children and I don't want any emotional or especially physical harm whatsoever to come to them or their families. The shame from their backwards video going viral and backfiring on them is enough in my opinion. I mean it. Yeah, I think Eddie doing what he's doing is saying what he's saying. People can clearly see that they were the aggressors in the situation. Someone said, those guys are lucky Eddie wasn't hydrated. Yeah. It's actually sad that Eddie has to clear his name just because these bunch think Eddie's house is some kind of amusement park. Eddie, you did the right thing 100%. Keep your family safe. Yeah, I can agree with that. Things that shouldn't need to be said. Don't go to an online personality's house. You aren't their friend, you're a fan. Yeah, these people show up and expect to be like brought in and treated like, yeah, friends and family. If anything, these people, because of what they have and who they are, they're going to be more alert to these people. The fact those people were harassing Eddie with kids in the car and taking their kids to a bar for a 10th birthday is all the context we really need on the type of people / parents they are. Yeah, that's a good point. That's actually a good point. Props to Eddie for showing their video first. That's the confidence of someone who knows they are in the right. Yeah, that's also another good point. I once met Eddie by chance in the street. I humbly asked to shake his hand and then a fan booed the shit out of him because I was starstruck that I was in the presence of one of my idols. Eddie took the time to ask me about my own training. I'm nothing, just a gym goer. He gave me a few minutes of his time and showed me a genuine interest in me as a fan. He is an exceptional human being inside and out, and if you're stupid enough to make him think that you're a threat to his family, then you deserve whatever repercussions comes your way. Yeah, I think anyone in his position would have probably done the same thing. You know, going to a man's house where his kids and wife are at, and then you know, being aggressive to his wife. Yeah, they got off lightly, in my opinion. 100% with you on this. People should mind their business and let you and your family live in peace. Trial by social media is a dangerous thing. Glad that Eddie has quickly put facts straight. Yeah, this is the thing. Like, there's going to be millions of people that, you know, because the video that the guys uploaded is on like 1.5 million views on Facebook or something. And I guarantee you 1 million of those people are probably siding with those guys because they're only getting that 20-second clip. And Facebook is just a weird place in general. So, you know, it's damaged his reputation because not a lot of people are going to see his side of the story because that's social media. That is how social media goes. You know, I've had it sent to me. I've had people make videos on me on like TikTok and things, and they've taken like one thing I've said out of 650 videos, and they've just taken things out of context when they don't actually know who I am or what I represent. My brother had the chance to meet Eddie at a pub a few years ago. We are both weightlifters and Eddie is one of our role models, so he was incredibly excited. I remember him telling how happy he was that Eddie took the time to chat, talk about training, world's strongest man, shook hands, took a photo and said goodbyes. It's all about respect and kindness. And I know people who have met Eddie Hall as well, because I got a lot of friends in powerlifting and strongman and things like that. And I haven't heard anything bad about the guy. And looking at that video, even the first 20 seconds before I had any context, these guys were asking for it, pulling up outside his house like that. But my conclusive thought is pretty much the same as it was throughout the video. You can't pull up in 3 cars, blacked out windows. BMWs already look dodgy as it is, especially in the UK. Blacked out BMWs, yeah. There's something going on. I've had this happen to me. I was with my ex-girlfriend. It was late at night, probably about 11 o'clock at night. And 2 blacked out BMWs were parked outside my house. And I took one look out there and I knew they were up to something. And yeah, that's a story for another day. But yeah, I'm with Eddie Hall on this one. I would have done the same thing. Especially the fact that they were rude to his missus. Saying like, nah, we'll stay. We're not going to leave. Yeah, I think most guys would have done the same thing. But do let me know your thoughts on the situation. Do you think the people are innocent? Are you on Eddie's side? Do let me know in the comments. We'll have a discussion about it. And full credit to Eddie, his channel. The link to his channel will be in the description down below. If you want to watch the full video, the original one, I'll link that as well. It's a bit of a different video, but I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you did. And of course, if you didn't, let me know as well. But whatever it is you're doing, I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you in the next video, guys. Take care. Have a good one.